Be ready. 10 seconds to go. Start. Mr. Speaker, sir, for realization of the goal of housing for all and affordable housing, a tax holiday has already been provided on the profits earned by developers of affordable housing. Also, interest paid on housing loans is allowed as a deduction to the extent of 2 lakh in respect of self-occupied property. In order to provide a further impetus, I propose to allow an additional deduction of up to 1,50,000 for interest paid on loans borrowed up to 31st March 2020 for purchase of an affordable house valued up to 45 lakh. Therefore, a person purchasing an affordable house will now get an enhanced interest deduction up to 3.5 lakh. This will translate into a benefit of around 7 lakh to the middle class home buyers over their loan period of 15 years. Non-banking financial companies play an increasingly important role in India's financial system. With the enhanced levels of regulation they are subjected to by the Reserve Bank of India, there is a need to provide greater parity in their tax treatment vis-a-vis scheduled banks. Currently, interest on certain bad or doubtful debts made by scheduled banks and other financial institutions is allowed to be offered to tax in the year in which this interest is actually received. I propose to extend this facility to deposit taking as well as systematically important non-deposit taking NBFCs also. To promote the International Financial Services Center in GIFT City, series of measures have already been taken in the past by this government. With a view to further incentivizing the IFSC, I propose to further provide several direct tax incentives to an IFSC, including 100% profit linked deduction under Section 80LA in any 10-year block within a 15-year period, exemption from dividend, distribution tax from current and accumulated income to companies and mutual funds, exemptions on capital gain to category third, and interest payment on loan taken from non-residents. I propose to give relief in levy of securities transaction tax by restricting it only to the difference between settlement and strike price in case of exercise of options. India's ease of doing business ranking under the category of paying taxes showed a significant jump. Mr. Speaker, sir, more than 120 crore Indians now have Aadhaar. Therefore, for ease and convenience of taxpayers, I propose to make PAN and Aadhaar interchangeable and allow those who do not have PAN to file income tax returns by simply quoting their Aadhaar number and also use it wherever they are required to quote PAN. Pre-filled tax returns will be made available to taxpayers, which will contain details of salary income, capital gains from securities, bank interests and dividends, etc., and tax deductions. Information regarding these incomes will be collected from the concerned sources such as banks, stock exchanges, mutual funds, EPFO, state registration departments, etc. This will not only significantly reduce the time taken to file a tax return but will also ensure accuracy of reporting of income and taxes. The existing system of scrutiny assessments in the income tax department involves a high level of personal interaction between the taxpayer and the department, which leads to certain undesirable practices on the part of tax officials. To eliminate such instances and to give shape to the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister, a scheme of faceless assessment in electronic mode involving no human interface is being launched this year in a phased manner. To start with, such assessments shall be carried out in cases requiring verification of certain specified transactions or discrepancies. Cases selected for scrutiny shall be allocated to assessment units in a random manner, and notices shall be issued electronically by a central cell. Without disclosing the name, designation, or location of the assessing officer, the central cell shall be the single point of contact between the taxpayer and the department. This new scheme of assessment will represent a paradigm shift in the functioning of the income tax department. Mr. Speaker, sir, our government has taken a number of initiatives in the recent past for the promotion of digital payments and less cash economy. To promote digital payments further, I propose to take a large number of measures to discourage the practice of making business payments in cash. I propose to levy TDS of 2% on cash withdrawal exceeding 1 crore in a year from a bank account. Further, there are low-cost digital modes of payment such as Bheem, UPI QR code, Aadhaar Pay, certain debit cards, NEFT, RTGS, etc., which can be used to promote less cash economy. I therefore propose that the business establishments with annual turnover more than 50 crore shall offer such low cost digital modes of payment to their customers. Stop.